Hi, this is Tiji Thomas with the UnSelling System, UnSellingSystem.com. I want to shoot this video before I turn in for the evening. If you notice, it's a little bit dark around me. It's almost bedtime. But this video was so important. It was right on I was thinking about shooting this video all day and I got caught up with some projects. But it's so important that I wanted to shoot this before I went to bed for the evening. And one of my students asked me, TG, why do you think salespeople quit? Or what is the reason that salespeople just don't stick it out and make it like their promise? Like sometimes they'll get a pitch from their company president, sales manager, training manager, whoever it is, and what makes them quit? And what I tell students is a lot of times when you approach this as a job, it's so much easier to quit. So when I work with my students, my consulting clients, when I'm doing one-on-one sessions, I always talk to students about how you have to look at what you do as a career. You have to look at the big picture, not just the small picture. And when you start doing that and look at this as something as opposed to a 9 to 5 job. Now, let's say that you do work at 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever the hours that you are working. If you approach what you do with that type of mentality, that mindset, it's almost like you're doing things just to get to the next hour, to the next hour. You take your break, you take your lunch break, and you do a little bit more, and then you leave for the day. What I find is when you approach it like that, it's you're just not going to maximize because it's almost like you're just trying to go through the motions until your calls run out for the day, territory, whatever you're doing is done, and you're ready to move on. The students that I work with, I always talk about having a much bigger picture, uh, where you're actually looking at everything that you're doing and kind of analyzing it from from day to day. So one of the things I talk about is looking at the quality of your calls. Look what's happening on each call that you're having. So if you're trying to measure yourself up against other salespeople, other individuals, you can easily have a failure experience. One of the things that I always talk about is always measuring yourself against you at different stages and see if you're improving. Much like marketers like to do split testing where they're looking at ad A versus ad B, different things like headlines, the color of the buttons, whatever it may be, salespeople don't test enough. I mean, they do the same thing over and over again, even if it's getting them the same negative result. And what do they say about insanity? It's when you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're expecting different results. So I always tell my students, my one-on-one clients, to look at things a lot differently. If you're saying the same thing, let's say you're following the script and you're not getting the results that you want, well, try tweaking something, try changing something, and then that one thing can make the difference. So if you're looking at the little numbers, remember what one of the major sayings in sales: if you cannot measure it, then it's going to be almost impossible for it to improve, right? So the opposite is also true. If you measure what you're doing on a daily, a weekly, even on a monthly basis, you have a chance to see how you can improve it. But the thing is, you have to approach it as, you know what, I need to change something, I need to tweak something, I need to do something that's going to make my position, my job, my career that much more better. The students that do not take it seriously and they look at it as just a day-to-day job, they are not going to get maximum benefit out of it, and they tend to quit. They keep thinking, oh my gosh, it's the leads I'm getting, it's my sales manager. They don't look in the mirror and say, what can I do to make a change myself? Every day I wake up, I go to my Google Calendar, look at the calls I've got to make, look at my appointments, and I'm always like, man, how many lives can I impact today? What can I do today to change someone's life? So start thinking like that, start doing that, have a different attitude, have a different lease on life, look at things a lot differently, and then start measuring what you're doing. Take a look at it step by step, okay? So I look forward to seeing you a lot more. Hopefully you checked out the blog at the UnSelling System. We give away a lot of content, follow our tweets, and I just love what I do, and I want to be able to share that with a lot of people in our community, all right? So we will see you on the other side. Have a good day.